Hi there. Um, Top risk for DeFi users and investors according to Moody's and Gauntlet. Decentralized finance is rapidly evolving but influencing transparency, a lack of shared awareness about its risk and methods to measure and mitigate those risks continue to pose challenges to its users according to uh, a report by an international risk assessment firm Moody's, prepared in cooperation with financial modeling platform Gauntlet. Moody's analysis identifies the three risks typical for traditional lending relationships. The first, volunteerism risk or changes valuation of loaned funds and the loan amount, including interest. The second, opportunity risk or the likelihood of more profitable offer appearing in the future. The third, counterparty risk, which results from information asymmetry between the borrower and lender, who each could have better knowledge of their side of bargain. In general, this thought gap shows up in two ways. The first being adverse selection. A company issuing and your bond for finance has better insight into its financial and strategic position than those buying the bond. The report said they argued that adverse selection in DeFi looks similar, though not identical, on the borrower side interest rates and public, open source, and verifiable, given that lending code exists immutably on the blockchain. On the lending side, the to current DeFi state only over collateralized loans, says the report, adding that adverse selection largely becomes a function of proper collateral orientation, which is less of concern with sufficiently liquid collateral. The second conflict is principal agent and areas in DeFi, thus the mismatch in incentivize between events in the platform, such as liquidity providers or lenders, and those who govern it. MarketDAO, for example, which oversees the stablecoin DAI, uses a computing DAI savings rate and platform stability fees as its primary methods for to regulate loan supply and demand. Explains the report, creating and destroying the MKR governance token to certificate platform treasury disappearances. This, according to Moody's and Gauntlet, directly impacts the price of MKR, often to the detriment of investors. The analytics recording that taken into consideration the rapid evolution and rise in popularity of DeFi is difficult or property guarantee risk. They argue that they can identify several critical dimensions of risk which tend to impact all DeFi protocols, uh, though not equally. These dimensions can then be segregated into first systemic risk or risks that impact a large part of all the DeFi ecosystem. They comprise currency, regulatory, and blockchain risk. Exposed to the risk factors may differ substantially per platform. Idiosyncratic risks or risks that impact a single protocol or group of protocols. They consist of security contract, governance, cooperative, and oracle risk. They by nature tend to be unique to a specific platform. This leads to the most important factor on understanding platform risk exposure mitigation techniques. Moody's and Gauntlet said, explaining that while all DeFi platforms may depend on similar primitives, namely the extent of a smart contract supporting blockchain and crypto as accessible collateral, the economics coded into the protocol design, the quality of the smart contracts, and continuing maintained by developers and the dynamic tweaking of key parameters by governance holders dramatically impact risk quantification. The analysis concludes that considering risk modeling for DeFi must consider all of the identifiable sources of risk for protocols, contract, market currency stability, oracle external dependence, governance, regulatory, as well as securities. What did you think about this? Write it in the comment. Thank you. Bye. Have a big profit.